The First Niagara Center is where the Buffalo Sabres play their home games, but the outdoor skating is great here, as it always is in December. The Blackhawks make their only visit to downtown Buffalo for a match against the Sabres today. Welcome in, everybody. Pat Foley, Eddie Olczyk, glad to have you with us for Chicago Blackhawks hockey. If there's been some criticism of the Blackhawks this year at times, it's been that they've been a one-line team. It was a different one line the other night, but the Taves group dominated.
Yeah, they really did, Pat, and it was good to see. It takes a lot of pressure off the Patrick Kane line, no question. Big night for all three, but Teuvo Teravainen with a couple of goals, Jonathan Toews, and 3 apples for Big Hoss, 3 assists the other night in that big win at the United Center.
Well, Teuvo Teravainen picked up a couple of goals. You mentioned you like when he hangs around the blue paint.
It's important, Pat, and I think anytime you try to teach young hockey players, if you want to score goals, you got to get to those traffic areas. Here's Teuvo Teravainen, right? He's on the outside. The puck is into the corner, and we're going to let it roll here. Now, the Hawks are in a good position. Stop it right here. Look at the pressure here. Marian Hossa, great stick position. Jonathan Toews, perfect pressure. Here, Teuvo Teravainen, you got to get inside the dots. You have to become an option to score. And if you turn the puck over, you're there defensively. Perfectly executed by all 3 players in the offensive zone. Here's Marian Hossa. Here's Teuvo Teravainen. When you drive the net, what does that do? It pushes back the defense. So when you push back defense, stop it right here, what opens up? The passing lane. And if you're Teuvo Teravainen, as you mentioned, partner, you go right to the blue paint. You stop, you hope for a rebound, and when you stop in the blue paint, good things are going to happen. Big-time goal there. Nice play by Teravainen.
All right, well, the Buffalo Sabres are a couple under 500, but they've got a couple of centermen you better pay attention to.
Yeah, Jack Eichel, the 2nd overall pick in this past draft behind Connor McDavid, a big guy, a long reach. This guy's going to be a star in the league for a long time. And Ryan O'Reilly, Blackhawk fans know him from his days with the Colorado Avalanche. He's a big center iceman. I talked to head coach Dan Bilesma of the Sabres. He said he's his all-purpose guy, Pat. And this guy is a really, really good all-around player. The Hawks got to keep an eye on those guys playing the center ice position.
All right, the Blackhawks in Buffalo for their only visit this season. The last time they were in Patrick Kane's hometown when he was able to play, that was in March of 14. He sniped one. He's looking for another red light when we come back.
Hands alongside Bailey Morrison, who is here to perform O Canada and the Star Spangled Banner. We invite you to please sing along.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave
Hawks hockey coming your way in high definition, brought to you by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports. Take a look at the goaltending matchup today, and Coach Q coming right back with Corey Crawford, who has 3 whitewashes his last 4 games. And if you take it back a little further than that, in the last 126 shots on goal he's faced, 2 have gone in. He's the hottest netminder in the National Hockey League, opposed today by Chad Johnson at the other end, who's coming off a shutout himself. Is anybody going to score today? The Sabres got a shutout on Thursday, and he set a Buffalo record in that game. He made 44 saves. When you think about some of the goalies, Tommy Barrasso and Dominic Hasek that have been here, but it's amazing that he set a record for a regulation shutout with 44 stops. So both goalies hot as we get underway. The Sabres trying to pry it off the boards. Gergensen's had it escape, and Van Riemsdyk's going to keep it in. And Anisimov could not pick it up on this side. Patrick Kane retrieving. Kane stick handling to the offensive zone. Kane hangs on. Tried to execute a spinorama, but Jake McCabe said, "I'm having none of this." Played the body nicely that time.
Yeah, some mixed reaction for Patrick Kane back in his hometown, and get that first shift under his belt.
Osa against McCabe, who won the puck. And now the Sabres, O'Reilly cleared it to center. There's Jake McCabe. And the puck will be dumped in. Chalmerson to Seabrook, then Taves rolled it out. Osa in the neutral zone sends Teravainen in with a long wrist shot that's off of the leg of Weber. And from a prone position, Teravainen tried to advance it to the net.
Yeah, good effort there after getting that shot blocked. You love that he got that puck to the net, and as he was falling down, as you mentioned, partner, right on his backside, just put that puck right through the blue paint.
Jack Eichel bounced it back the other way. Keith there, a long bank pass, finding Garbutt. Ryan Garbutt left it for Andrew Desjardins, whose shot is blocked. There's Philip Deneau in his first game of the year for the Hawks, wearing number 24. There's Desjardins dropping to Keith. His long blast hit some traffic in front. And the Sabres clearing attempt held in. Taken by Eichel to Tyler Ennis, who's not been in the Buffalo lineup the last 12 games with an injury. Able to return today.
It gives the Sabres a little bit more depth up front, playing on that line with Jack Eichel and former Winnipeg Jet, Evander Kane.
A steal here. A wrist shot comes all the way through. Held it at the line by Bogosian. Bounced it in behind the Hawks' goal. Roosevelt won that battle, and Keith comes out. Long bank pass just out of the reach of Shaw. McCabe had a blowout under pressure from Shaw in the corner. Puck corralled by Bogosian for the home side, and he moved it out to center. Now Bogosian will crank it into Chicago territory. Delorier put it in behind. Scuderi rings it around. This will get back to the Buffalo end. And Rasmus Ristolainen, one of the top offensive D-men in the league, starts the Sabres back. Georges dumped it. Bounce loose in the corner. Here's Larson with a shot. Crawford was on the post to deny. And Panarin able to clear his end. Georges sends him right back in. Laurier ringing it around. Gianna rolled it into the corner. Olsen is checked, or Gergensen's was. Now, Anisimov had it jump right to Panarin. Then Artem Anisimov had his pass go off a skate. Gianna turns the Hawks right back around as both teams complete changes. Here's Brent Seabrook, who's been a +3 in his last 3 games. Moving it back ahead. Toews looking to steal. He did. Put it over. Now a wrist shot by Teravainen is blocked to Hossa. He finds Hjalmarsson with a wrister. And a save. Johnson. Rebound. Cleared to the board. Taken by Hossa. Battles to the middle. Dropped it back. Seabrook with a long blast. Up off the glass. Taken now by Hossa. Centered it. Teravainen's one-timer off the mark.
Well, he's in a shooting mood, isn't he, Teravainen? Anytime he's in the offensive zone, Pat, he's looking to shoot, and that's a good thing.
Well, and you know what? It was a day or two ago that Jonathan Toews told him, look it, don't worry about deferring. You get a chance to let her go, snap it. Now taken by Hjalmarsson in the middle of the ice.
Both coaches having to use their full complement of players here, partner. Yet to have a whistle in this game.
You're already holding your crayon. You're so itchy to draw.
I'm just making sure we can make those dinner reservations tonight back home.
Now the Sabres, McCabe pressured by Garbutt. He made a good pass to Eichel. Jack Eichel hounded by Andrew Desjardins, who took him to the deck. And it's cleared the other way. Bogosian has to turn back. Hawks are changing.
He can really shoot that puck, Bogosian. Remember, Blackhawk fans remember him from his days in Winnipeg. Can really drift the puck if he has time.
Hawks hack it free. Here comes Rasmussen. He drives to the net. Rasmussen to the goal. He shoots. He scores. What a play! Dennis Rasmussen, a spectacular rush, winning a one-on-one confrontation, and he puts his team in front.
Power move and a half by Dennis Rasmussen. He makes a great little move right at the top of the circle. And he goes around Evander Kane from our Honda goal replay. This is a forward coming back. Looks like he's going to go to the inside. But he pulls that puck and then a power move. Backhand, forehand, off the post and in. Watch the move right here. And then now he gets positioned. That big frame does not allow Evander Kane. Gets beat on that play. And that's a power half and a move there from Dennis Rasmussen. And the Hawks with a 1-0 lead. Now, if you're going to have a stoppage, that's what you want, a face-off at center ice when you get that straight number put up on the scoreboard. So what a move. Big-time play there from Rasmussen. That's his 3rd of the year.
In 7 games in the NHL. Now the Sabres will move from their own end. Legwand couldn't find a handle. Carried on by Cody Franz and banked that ahead. Delorier with a wrist shot, kicked away sharply by Crawford. Rebound to Patrick Kane. They go to Rob Scuderi. Flipped it into the Buffalo end. The Hawks wanting to complete a change. Now McCabe. And the Sabres waltz out. Jurgensen's bounced it to Gianna. The puck rolling every which way. Finally picked up by Keith with a clear. And Bogosian is going to have to get back. Duncan Keith, 10 points his last 12 games. This pass picked off eventually. Now the Sabres dump it. Keith around to Van Riemsdyk. Patrick Kane has a little skating room. And here he comes to Anisimov. Return pass didn't get through. Sam Reinhart the other way. Reinhart gets the line with a snapshot off a leg. Jurgensen's kept it in. He's hit hard by Seabrook. And Seabrook facing toward the corner. He came up with a puck. And winds it around. Jurgensen pinching, centering. That went all the way through to Hossa. Now the Hawks, Marian Hossa. Cleared it ahead. Teravainen threw it into Hossa's corner. Weber able to get there first. Now taken by Taves. Coming off a 3-point game. Had a goal among his 3 points. That shot denied, however, and Hjalmarsson will keep it in. Reinhart a takeaway, and then Eichel rolled it loose. Reinhart dropped it back. Here's Eichel into the zone. Did not get away from the Checker-Rosevall. Sabres keep it in. Georges. Now Hjalmarsson fires it out to center. Here comes Teravainen. Teuvo going to drop it. Here's a long shot and a blocker save by Johnson.
Good communication there from Ryan Garbutt, jumping on the bench, off the bench, yelling for Teuvo. He wanted the puck.
Eichel looking to center, hoping for a redirect. He didn't get it. And Deneau, who's been hurt most of the year, has only played 6 games in Rockford, but he works back to the offensive zone. Check there, taken away by Legwand, and it's cleared to center. Back comes Desjardins, who stripped before he could shoot. Legwand the other way. Looking ahead for Molson. Great back check by Deneau. Otherwise, Matt Molson was going to have a one-on-one. Now they work along the boards. A whistle! The second stoppage in 10 minutes. The only other stoppage was because of a goal.
Just wanted to make sure that it worked.
Dennis Rasmussen, 3 goals in 7 NHL games.
Well, Hawk fans, don't forget to visit the WGN Sports Game Zone, powered by 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Go to WGNTV.com and click on the Game Zone for special stats and info during the game. The Game Zone is brought to you by 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Call now for a free estimate for all the right reasons. 4 Seasons.
Glad to hear you're still here. I kind of missed you.
Just whenever I need to get in there, partner, let you breathe a little bit, I'll jump in and jump out. Got the seatbelt on, that's for sure.
Evander Kane couldn't get a bouncer to settle down. Ennis taking away Rasmussen, able to move it out. Here comes Bickle. Hoping for Shaw on the other side. Mike Weber's with him. Then Rasmussen came off the wall, but was stripped of it. And Evander Kane turned it over. Taken now by Van Riemsdyk.
Ill-advised pass there from Kane on the backhand, right in the middle of the ice.
Artemi Panarin dropped it to Patrick Kane. Did not get away from Ennis. And back comes the Sabres. O'Reilly's pass picked off. Kane the other way. Kane gave it to Anisimov. With a wrist shot into the glove of Johnson.
Hey, don't do this again.
Artem Anisimov's got a long time for the production of this line. He's gone 7 games without a point now. And by the way, while we have a second, anyways, I want to send along best wishes to a guy this team is missing. Marcus Kruger had surgery yesterday, and a guy whose numbers don't tell the story. I mean, is there any team that will miss a 1-point guy more than the Blackhawks will miss Marcus Kruger? I mean, no way.
The answer is definitely no, and just everything that he's been able to do with the penalty kill, and Joe Quenneville not afraid to play his line against the other team's tops line, so less options for Coach Q, and we wish Marcus Kruger all the best in his rehab, and it's going to be a while until he gets back.
It's a tough break for him and his team. And
just in all areas. I mean, face-offs too. And just
face-offs pretty good.
Yeah, responsibility.
I mean, PK, part of his game, is just a huge component of this team. I mean, he's on the ice, or was on the ice, for close to half of the shorthanded time that the Hawks had most nights. So a role player who plays that well, the role very well, and the 2-time Cup champion. So obviously a hole to fill. Here's Teravainen fighting his way in there. Opted to Taves. Looking for Hossa. Then Teravainen snapped it off. Save. Johnson. Rebound. Taken by Toews through the middle of the ice. And Hossa couldn't quite find it.
Well, this line is really, really close to continuing where they left off from the other night. They had some good looks.
Gagosian shot blocked by Van Riemsdyk. Now it's in behind. Reinhart couldn't find the handle. And the Hawks start back. That puck deflecting over the boards, out of play. All right, 7.5 to go in the first. The Dennis Rasmussen goal has his team in front.
Happy holidays to the Stuckman family. Hey, Blackhawk fans, you want to be the Buddy Lunch Meats featured fan or family, like the Stuckmans, fan of the game? Tweet us a family-themed pic with the hashtag HawksFanPhoto. Say that 3 times fast. And you might be featured on an upcoming game. Buddy Lunch Meats. Make more than a sandwich. Well, as you mentioned, partner, there are the numbers for Marcus Kruger. And it's shorthanded time on ice is... it's an opportunity for somebody, obviously, to eat up those minutes, but that comfort zone that Joe Quenneville has anytime that number 16 goes on the ice and that door opens up, he knows exactly what he's going to get. So hopefully Marcus Kruger will be back sooner than later, and wish him all the best.
By the way, had a quick start that they haven't been able to identify the officials. We haven't had to yet, but there's Jean Hebert paired up with Justin St. Pierre. Team France, the officiating crew today. The linesman, though, Greg Dvorsky and Steve Barton. Here's the draw. Ryan Garbutt acted in deep. Franzen surrounded by white sweaters. Danault spins it back to the line. Roosevelt long one tip and a save by Johnson. Rebound hacked wide as Desjardins was near the blue paint. Now Andrew Desjardins works against Mike Weber. Sabres come away with it. Franzen sends it deep.
Good redirection there from Ryan Garbutt right in front of the net off that low hard shot there from Michael Roosevelt. Garbutt coming off a strong game the other night.
Seabrook lifted up the board. Shot back the other way on net. So Brian Bickell's going to get a shot on goal from 180 feet away. And no icing, better yet.
A billiards player as well. Go back to that opportunity. Michael Roosevelt with the shot there, and there's that redirect from Ryan Garbutt, tied up by Mike Weber, and still is able to get a stick on it, and Andrew Desjardins is not able to put the rebound back on net. But as I mentioned, a good game the other night, I thought, partner, from Ryan Garbutt. I mean, that whole line was really good with Kruger until he got hurt, and Desjardins as well.
Here's Andrew Shaw, who had 4 hits in the game against Edmonton the other night, bringing it around. Held in. Hjalmarsson a long shot. Johnson steers it aside. Rasmussen came up with it. And now the Sabres jam it loose. Ennis sends it away to Eichel. Josh Georges flipped a long shot and a save by Crawford. Rebound to Rasmussen. Seabrook had time to take a look, put it on the stick of Rasmussen. Now Hjalmarsson. The Hawks are changing. He'll wait for that to happen. And Patrick Kane wants it, but Seabrook his pass was out of his reach. The Hawks have not won in their last 3 road games. Now they do have 2 points. They're 0-1-2 in the last 3 away from home. Panarin drag move through his legs, but able to drop the pass back. So now Scuderi will look to Roosevelt, who assisted on the Hawks' goal today. Patrick Kane taking over. Pass was there, but Anisimov failed to pick it up. And it's icing Chicago.
Well, don't miss your chance to catch all the exciting Blackhawks action from in between the player benches. Bid on the CME Group seats through the online CME Group seats auction. For more info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
Now Ryan O'Reilly's line steps over the boards. He's out with Reinhard McGinn. Jamie McGinn's in his 400th NHL game today. And here's the draw. McGinn against Roosevelt. And the Hawks come up with it. And Aaron hacked it free. Taken by Cody Franson. Hawks are changing, not liking that matchup. Here comes McGinn back in. Drop pass. Reinhart, a quick shot. Run on. Good save by Crawford. Rebound to Keith. Then Toews. Weber broke up that rush. And Keith waits to reorganize. Jonathan Toews dropped it to Keith. And the Hawks are able to dump it. A board battle in the Buffalo end among four. And finally it's jammed out.
Not a lot of noise in this building, and you can hear a lot of the conversation. I mean, you don't even need the television mics. I mean, you can hear the verbiage going on from, I mean, we're probably, what, partner, about 115 yards away from the benches, and you can hear a lot of the conversation.
And it's not like the rink is empty. I mean, it's very
full.
close to full.
Yeah, right.
And
maybe everybody's eating right now and just not talking. Which isn't a bad, I mean, it's never a bad thing to little Tude Mangiata, you know what I mean?
all right, here's Danault to the corner. Slipped it loose. Garbutt knocked down his check, took the puck away. He ran into some trouble on the boards. So the Sabres, McCabe goes off the glass. Gianna, who's not had a point in his last 5 games, unable to advance this one. And it's going to be ruled icing, Chicago.
Scuderi did a nice job there of knocking that puck down, and I know the Hawks ended up icing that puck, but Gianta was trying to get the puck in, and Scuderi knocked it right out of midair. And here's that play, and you see the good hand-eye coordination from Rob Scuderi there, and then Ryan Garbutt trying to make the pass and ends up putting it behind Andrew Desjardins. You see Gianta with the follow-through. Former Devil and Canadian Brian Gianta.
Jack Eichel in for this draw. Has had just one helper in his last 6 games. He wins this draw, however. And Evander Kane's shot is blocked. Held in. Georges tried a long one. Good save. Crawford rebound. Eichel centered on the pass behind Kane, who otherwise would have had a good bid.
Right idea there from Eichel, and just a little bit of skill level there from the number 2 overall pick. Saw that play developed and just wasn't able to connect.
Seabrook comes away. Meanwhile, behind the action, Evander Kane and Chalmerson had a get-together that lasted a little longer than usual, but play has continued.
Yeah, Kane took a run at Chalmerson. He didn't like it. He gave it a little Paul Bunyan action right in the back of Kane.
Now, oops, Chalmerson had this one escape him. And the Hawks again will wait to change the forward line. Artemi Panarin, or Artem Anisimov, that's offside. With 2 minutes to go in the opening period. The visitors up 1.
Well, this Mercedes moment is brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com. And start off your career, get the 30-point mark, and how quick could they do it? Well, Patrick Kane did 30 and 30. Jonathan Toews got his 30th point in his 34th game, and Artemi Panarin achieved that in his 33rd game.
Last 8 for Panarin, 3 goals, 4 assists. Entering play today. This is icing Buffalo. Sabres, we mentioned, are a couple of games under 500, but they've won 3 of their last 4 overall. And they've been good in this rink where they've won 4 of their last 5. So of late, Dan Bylsma's team has had a few good things happening. They don't score a lot, which is why we talked about the top two centers, O'Reilly and Eichel, as being among the few you really got to worry about offensively here. This is cleared into Chicago territory, didn't stay there long. Kane the other way. Patrick Kane trying to buy a little time. Where's the late man? He's going to hang on to it. Kane. That's two circles. Tried a shot that was blocked. Now Keith for Taves, who got checked right away. Jack Eichel into Chicago territory. Extra move at the line. Forced that play offside.
Talking about the Buffalo Sabres, and I mean, coming from dead last in the entire National Hockey League, in the Eastern Conference anyways, partner, and it only could get better. And spent a lot of money over the course of the summer, and made changes both on and off the ice. Certainly can build from that center ice position with O'Reilly and Eichel moving forward. They got an experienced coach behind the bench, so I think to this point, I don't think there's any doubt that being a couple of games under 500, they've had a good start to the season. I don't think there's any doubt.
Seabrook with a wrist shot, sailing high and wide. Final minute now of the first period. Taves, bothered by Bogosian. Hossa carried on. He's checked by McCabe. Ryan O'Reilly got in there. And jammed it to Eichel. Eichel works his way into the Hawk zone on a crisscross. Eichel ran it through his legs, but Van Riemsdyk stayed right with him. And a good play by TVR. Now a give and go didn't work out for the Sabres. They tried to keep it in. Ristolainen could not. This guy Ristolainen, a guy to pay attention to, because he does have 24 points as a defenseman. Only 5 D-men in the league have more than that. And incredibly, he has not taken a penalty yet. The guy's on the ice for 24 minutes a night and has never yet taken a penalty this year. That's going to finish the opening frame with a total of 11 shots on goal. 6 Chicago, 5 Buffalo. So 20 minutes complete, and the visitors are in front because of a terrific one-on-one rush from young Dennis Rasmussen. Walked right around Evander Kane, pumped it home. That's the only goal so far. Welcome you back to Buffalo, where the Hawks will take a lead into the second. But time now for Blackhawks' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or localfordstores.com. Tomorrow, the Sharks are in town at one of those great 6 o'clock starts. Then we'll be in Dallas pre-Christmas on Tuesday night, and then after a Christmas break, back on home ice with Ricky Olszewski's Carolina. Ron Francis's Carolina. Eddie Olszewski's second favorite team, the Carolina Hurricanes. Will be in a week from Sunday. So Corey Crawford continuing to shine, and speaking of shining, that kid Rasmussen you saw with the game's only goal. Patrick Kane, I think it's been noticeable. We talked about what a library this place has felt like so far today, even though it's very close to sold out. But the only reaction there's been is when Patrick Kane has had the puck, and it's been a mix. You said it. It's been a mixed reaction. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to think here now with the long change in a second period, partner, that this game have the ability to be able to open up. Going to have a little ice maintenance done right in the blue paint of Corey Crawford. But I would imagine with that long change, you might get an opportunity, an odd man rush going either way. But trying to get that post frozen in there. A little excess ice, a little slushy there. We'll take a little strawberry banana slushy if we can come up with that right about now.
The Buffalo Sabres, as well as they've been playing of late, and they've been doing well at home. We told you they won 4 of their last 5 games here, but they're still under 500 in this rink. They're a game under, and there are only 6 teams in the league under 500 at home. So certainly Bilesma's team hoping to get that rectified in short order. But they're up against the Blackhawks today as we get underway in the second. Johnson missed clearing that into the crowd by about a foot. The play continues as Patrick Kane weaves, gave it to Duncan Keith, who fired along when the Johnson kicks aside. Trevor Van Riemsdyk getting back. It was a +1 against Edmonton the other night. TVR finding Kane way at the other end, but he's well covered. He still held the puck. Kane hanging on. Chipped it across. Oh, and it was bouncing when it arrived to Panarin. What a pass. That's about a 60-foot saucer from Patrick Kane. Landed right there from Panarin, whose stick gave on him.
Yeah, a wardrobe malfunction there for Artemi Panarin, but Patrick Kane holding on to this puck for a good baker's dozen, and then as that puck gets to him, Panarin just off balance a little bit, and probably a little razzing going on that Blackhawk bench. It's a good opportunity there for Panarin from Kane.
It's one thing for a 50 or 60-foot sauce. Another thing when it's on your backhand. What a feed from 88. Now McGinn unable to pry it out of the corner. Back comes Hjalmarsson. Taves. Let it hack loose. And the Hawks able to maintain possession. This will be dumped in. Bogosian going up the boards. And the Sabres clear it ahead. McGinn. Put it deep. Crawford directly to Keith, and out comes Taves. Now into the zone. Desjardins dropped it. Pass winds up in the corner. Taves tapped it loose. It's going to be handled by Johnson for a whistle.
I'm going to give a shout out, Pat. I just had a chance to visit with Blackhawk general manager Stan Bowman. Had a conversation with him, and understand his mom had a little bit of surgery recently, so we're wishing Stan's mom, Mrs. Bowman, and of course the wife of Scotty Bowman, well after her surgery.
Here's a long shot. Tip. Good save and a redirect. Johnson. Rebound taken by Franzen, who made a good pass. Evander Kane. Rolled it for Eichel. Dag Eichel trying to find the late man. Good stick there from Garbutt. Broke up the attempt. And the Hawks misfiring a pass the other way, but avoid icing. And now Johnson will have to take a whistle with Garbutt hustling down there.
Boy, good opportunity right off the face-off. The redirect in front of the net. It was a good hard shot from Rob Scuderi off that initial start of this sequence, and Scuderi with a good low hard shot. Face-off win by Philip Danault. And there's the redirect. Not sure if Garbutt got a piece of it or not, but certainly when you go to the front of the net, there's going to be a tension there. Cody Franzen, former Nashville Predator and Toronto Maple Leaf there as well, but a good low hard shot there from Scuderi.
Roosevelt challenge here by Delorier. Puck goes up the boards. Ristolainen kept it in. Delorier again getting together with Roosevelt, who won the puck this time but didn't get it out. Delorier threw it toward the middle. Now Scuderi bumped by Molson. David Legwand trying to pry it loose, finding himself in a fourth line role here in Buffalo. Legwand. And this puck get cleared back to the Sabre line. Georges put it ahead. Here's Legwan trying to buy some time. To the late man, Ristolainen right up on the plate, centered it. Good stick by Scuderi, broke up the feed. And back comes Panarin. Artemi Panarin will leave for Patrick Kane. He walks to the middle, shooting. Good blocker from Johnson. And the rebound of the Sabres. Jurgensen's got into the zone. Now bounces free. Larson in deep. Jurgensen. Zemgus. Jurgensen. Who hangs the first name Zemgus on their kit? What's that about? Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Jurgensen's, wherever you are. Here's Anisimov working in the corner.
Somebody that was looking at the alphabet and just picking letters out there. Graduate of the Dubuque Fighting Saints in the USHL.
Here's a shot going up high from Gianna. Now in behind, Larson's pass deflecting. And Ramsdyke tries this side. Patrick Kane pinched by McCabe. The Sabres keep it alive. Gianna's down low. Trying to slip it in front, didn't get there. This time all the way out to the line. Bogosian bounced it into the corner. A lot of zone time here from Buffalo. I believe only one puck has gotten to the net so far.
Got some fresh bodies on the ice now for the Sabres.
Yeah, they have been able to change up, keeping the play alive. They get the puck out of the corner, centering pass. Missed O'Reilly. Held in McCabe. Back to Ryan O'Reilly. Left it for McCabe. Jake McCabe's pass. Tip loose. Ennis taking a look. Now O'Reilly dropped it back. McCabe. Up ahead. Here's a wrist shot. Blockered away by Crawford.
Let's need a whistle here.
They do. The Sabres keeping it alive. Kane able to jam it loose. And now the Sabres get right back in. The two of the forwards changed. Now taken by Reinhart down low. O'Reilly taken away by Hossa. Looking to streak back the other way. Marian Hossa. Good pass ahead. Here's Teravainen. A shot right on. Save. Johnson holding.
Well, Sunday, December 27th, when the Hawks take on the Carolina Hurricanes, the first 20,000 fans that enter the UC will receive a Blackhawks fleece blanket presented by North Shore University Health System. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for ticket info. You need that blanket lately, partner. It's a little chill will back home. Walked out the door yesterday with the dogs and go put the baklava on there. A little chilly.
Normally by the late part of December we're well conditioned to that, but not this year. Now the Sabres, Evander Kane moves to the net, shoots one that's blocked by Seabrook. Another wrister kicked away. Crawford picked up Teravainen, slipped it ahead. Hjalmarsson scooped it deep. Ristolainen came up with it for Buffalo. Now Roosevelt lines it around the boards. Garbutt waiting at center. Got it to Danault. Matt Olson tipped it to Weber in the corner. Made a nice play to Kane, and the Sabres will get out. Now a shot that's from the boards. The Sabres able to put it into the net. Cody Franson got there first. That was a dump in that Corey Crawford came out to play. He didn't get it. And before he could get back to the blue, Franson ties the game.
Yeah, it was Jack Eichel that shot this puck around the boards, Pat, and I kind of thought to myself, you know what? That's not a very hard shoot in, and Crawford goes to play it, and it just, I don't know if it takes a bounce over his stick, but he goes back to try to help the D. Yeah, it just bounces right over, and it was on edge. So when it's on edge, the thing's going to dip and dive and go all over the place. And Cody Franson anticipates that pinch in along the boards, and all in one motion, he just receives it and shoots it all in the same time and finds it off the post and in. And this period, much different than the first period. A lot more wide open action here. And the game's tied up at 1.
Scuderi helped by Roosevelt. Sabres gum up that rush, and Scuderi has to get back. Rasmussen will put it ahead. Picked off by the Sabres, and here comes Legwand. Keith able to capture. And Kane works ahead, gave it to Van Riemsdyk, whose shot was blocked, to Keith. Only hacked back the other way.
I think this is the first shift partner for Keith and Van Riemsdyk since that really long shift where the Sabres kept him hemmed in there for probably a good 90 seconds.
Now a loose puck to the Sabres. Gergensen trying to shield. Dropped it back. Ristolainen's long one is blocked. Went high up into the air. Nobody knew where it had landed. Finally the Hawks get it, but it's ruled to be a hand pass. It was gloved out of the zone to Panarin in the neutral area. So the Buffalo Sabres have been able to catch the Hawks midway in the second.
From our BMO Harris Bank telestrator, that's Artemi Panarin. Now you see the shot is going to come from Ristolainen. He's going to come on this track. Look at the route that Panarin takes here. He wants to head it off at the shot. So instead of going out at the D-man, he goes to where he is going to shoot. And that's a guy that's got 30 points. And if you're not scoring, you better be doing something else. And that was a good play there from Panarin.
Here's Reinhart, good back pass, McCabe, his shot stopped by Crawford. Rebound to the Sabres, O'Reilly will drop it, McCabe kept it in. Now picked up by Taves, able to clear it to center. Back in Teravainen, the 2 Sabres converge upon him. Now it's picked up by McGinn, dropped it O'Reilly. Back to McGinn with a centering pass. It got sort of stuck under the stick. It looked like a Reinhart. Unable to advance it. Crawford looking to freeze, now does.
Wow, couple of real close calls there for the Hawks. McGinn and O'Reilly, after O'Reilly, as you pointed out, partner, made that good back check on Teuvo Teravainen. And the puck ends up going to the blue paint right there. I'm sure if it goes off of Reinhart or Hjalmarsson, and then O'Reilly with the chance, and then the opportunity for Reinhart as he's on his backside there, and Crawford makes another save. Moving off of that look too, maybe off the post and behind Crawford, the chance for O'Reilly. No question, the home team has been the better team there in the second.
Oh, but very different field of period 2. A bouncing puck was redirected. Good save, Crawford, on a tip. So, I mean, we're halfway through regulation just about. Each team with only 11 shots, but you'd have to say the Sabres of late particularly have had the better of it. Franzen will dump it. Trying to catch Crawford leaving the net early. Didn't happen that time.
That was Evander Kane with that redirect right off that face-off. We saw the Hawks with that opportunity from Garbett a while ago, and that last face-off win by Eichel, and Kane with the redirect. Good stop from Crawford.
Garbett's wrister was handled. Now he got it out of the corner, but Ennis steals the pass. Tyler Ennis rolled it ahead. Here's Eichel waiting, centering. Oh, good back check by Desjardins. Otherwise, going to be a great chance for Eichel, who has the puck now. Jack Eichel left it in behind. Ennis tried to bank it toward the net. Ristolainen keeps it in. There's Evander Kane. Stripped of it. Sabres keep the heat on. Kane shot sticked away by Crawford. And Molson is sandwiched in behind, but the Sabres keep control. A centering pass picked off. And Georges with a good keep. And they're going to bring it again. Delorier's shot is tipped. And that one wound up going wide. And we'll have the first penalty of the game coming up here. It has been all Buffalo in period 2. Now he's going to look at a Sabre power play, Corey Crawford will. He's been tested regularly here in the second. That redirect was handled. But the Hawks will be short when we come back.
And from our Mazda replay cam, as my great Hall of Fame partner made mention, the Hawks are going to be short-handed. It's Ryan Garbutt for a cross-check on Josh Georges, and right away grabs his facial area, and the team that has had all the momentum and been the better team in a second now has an opportunity with the man advantage.
Well, this is only the 92nd time the Hawks have been shorthanded this year, so they're really good at staying out of the box. The Sabres are even better. So this is an important special team situation, because if they cash, not likely you're going to get very many power plays opportunities of your own. Ennis comes across wrist lines, one-timer way high and wide. It's going to go all the way out.
Yeah, let's not forget the Hawks were not shorthanded at all the other night against the Oil.
Buffalo power play has not scored in the last 3 games. Nothing out of 9 coming in. Ennis' pass picked off. But O'Reilly a good keep. Centered it. Ennis a shot. Good save by Crawford. Tyler Ennis ripped a one-timer up high. Crawford beat him.
Well, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, Pat, had a chance to take a quick little look over his shoulder. He had nobody coming on his backside. Van Riemsdyk's going back. Just take a quick look, but he tries to fire it on that far side. O'Reilly reads it, and then Ennis with a one-timer and a good save from Corey Crawford. You see the reaction from TVR. That's one of those there where you just got to take a quick look over your shoulder, see where the open ice may be. Maybe he stops and it just fires it right back where he came from. And Crawford had to bail him out on that giveaway.
Now Toews able to hammer it the length of the ice. Of course, on that first shorthanded shift, especially after a TV timeout, Marcus Kruger would have been in the first rotation.
Right.
And Anisimov was paired up with Desjardins in the first unit. Anisimov back out with Desjardins, and the Sabres have to regroup at center. Down to 35 for their power play. Franzen, who's got their goal. Going to go delayed entry to Eichel. Jack Eichel on a beat Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Not this time. And Hjalmarsson got a second chance to move it ahead. Anisimov. Van Riemsdyk up there with him with a backhand shot and a save by Johnson. Rebound to the Sabres, Evander Kane. Looked ahead to Molson, but he was well covered. And it's Hossa for Chicago. The Hawks penalty now over, and both teams at full strength. Larson into Chicago territory. Shoots one, blocked by Van Riemsdyk. Well, they work in the corner, dug out of their Gergensen, centered it. Here's a shot. Crawford got a tiny piece with a blocker. That was a good rip from the offensive D-man, Ristolainen, and Crawford lunging to his right side.
Yeah, Gergensen's with a good escapability in behind Corey Crawford and able to get this puck back to Ristolainen there. His stick is ready, and then Crawford with a real good aggressive play with net front presence coming from the front of the net.
Now Patrick Kane could not get it beyond O'Reilly. Dropped it down low. Good poke check by Corey Crawford. Terrific use of his goal stick there on McGinn. Here's a long shot, not through. Then a one-timer went just wide. Finally, Toews gets out. Donovan Toews spins, centered it, but Panarin well covered. Now taken by Hjalmarsson. Taves in deep. Chipped it to Kane. Back to Seabrook. His long one stopped by the glove of Johnson.
You mentioned Marcus Kruger, partner, and again out for out indefinitely here for the next while. To this for one power play, it looks like Artem Anisimov is going to take over for that spot. So now, think about it. I mean, those are taxing, hard minutes. So on top of, for one power play anyways, you'll be killing penalties. And then also playing in that 5-on-5 game, that fast game with Patrick Kane and Artemi Panarin. And probably getting a few sniffs on the PP as well, the power play. Well, it's going to be interesting to see where else Coach Q and his staff decides to go, to see who else seats up some of those minutes while the team is shorthanded.
Michael could not snap that one off. Well, the one thing about it, the one maybe positive, Eddie, is if you do kill the penalty, see what happens on the first shift. You get to play Taine and Caves together, Taves and Kane together, and probably Panarin out with them. All right, here's Ennis into the zone with a wrist shot off the stick of Hjalmarsson, out of play. 6 minutes to go in period 2, and it's even in Buffalo.
Well, fans, don't forget to check out the Blackhawks blog at WGNTV.com. The blog is brought to you by Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 37 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. That's jeffvuk.com. Vuk! And remember, it's the only noise in here today. And Nationwide is on your side.
I think a couple people jumped on the other side of the rink when they heard that. All right, here's Seabrook. Firing it ahead, and he's picked up by the Sabres. And Seabrook will try again. Robert well covered there. It's going to go all the way down, icing Chicago.
Well, from our BMO Harris Bank telestrator, we're going to go back to that play by Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Now, he's going to go back for this puck. Now, he's got to take a shoulder check. Stop it right here. He's got to take a quick look. What are my options? Take a quick look before you just go back and pound this puck around. Look at everybody's on that side of the ice for the Buffalo Sabres. So again, little teaching point for defensemen going back. Before you go back for the puck, take a quick look over your left and right shoulder to see what are my options. Maybe you can skate it a little farther. Maybe you need to hurry it up a little bit, but great teaching point there for all you young defensemen out there. And maybe you can see the reaction of Trevor Van Riemsdyk after the save that Crawford made, Pat, on Tyler Ennis there. He knew that probably there was a better option, but hey, look, experience, and the only way you're going to get it is by getting the reps. And TVR has done a really good job of playing in this top four, for the most part, all season long for Joel Quenneville and the Blackhawks.
Anisimov winning a draw, so it's dumped in. Didn't stay there long. Keith is back. Here's Panarin chasing for a loose puck. Artemi Panarin left it for Patrick Kane. Then Duncan Keith's long one. Missed the target. And Riemsdyk keeping it in. Ristolainen will clear it back to center ice. Now a long feed, finding Gianna, but his shot attempt stopped by Duncan Keith. Well, Corey Crawford, who's been on a tremendous roll entering the action, look what he's done against Buffalo. Some of us might have been a little surprised that he got the start today with a Western Conference opponent waiting in Chicago. The Sharks are in the UC tomorrow. But Corey Crawford has been on a spectacular run and has been perfect so far against Buffalo. Getting the call today from Coach Q. Now Ryan O'Reilly chipped it deep. McGinn rolled it to the boards. Bogosian chipped it to the corner, but it's jammed loose. Captured by Teravainen, a bank pass for Hossa. He got ridden to the boards. And look who comes up with a puck still. Hossa.
Oh,
it is not.
Just got his stick knocked out of his hands there.
But we play on. Here's McGinn. Stripped of it by Hjalmarsson. Back comes Teravainen. Gonna drop it to the captain. Taves trying to beat a check, not this time. As McCabe able to stay right in his way. Bogosian's pass well off the mark from everybody. It'll be icing Sabres. So the Dennis Rasmussen, who has the Blackhawks goal. Cody Franzen has the Buffalo goal so far today. And the Hawks thinking offense with a draw down here, and they're badly in need of some in this second period. They've been outplayed by the Sabres in the first 16 minutes. Here, the second. Here's Keith, a long shot, up high and wide. Now Kane will leave to Keith. And Riemsdyk. Keith chipped it in behind it. Isamov there. Rolled it back to Keith. A long flip shot is blocked. Ennis had it, lost it. Now they get it back. Evander Kane couldn't get anywhere at center. Jake McCabe got help to dump it in. Brian Bickle chipped it deep. Josh Georges. And it's taken by Ristolainen. Ennis gets the line with a wrister. Ticked away easily by Crawford. In behind Jurgensen. What did they call him when he was a kid? You know, his buddies. Was it Demi? I mean, all right, I got to get off there. Here's.
No, you don't. Hey, your microphone's on, partner. You're our captain. I'll follow you. I'm with you.
Here's Rasmussen ringing it around.
So you're our coach, too.
No.
At least for one afternoon. Is that how long your contract is there at the alumni game there in the Stadium Series with the Hawks head to
The contract only lasts for half an hour. Here's Garvin moving in with a wrist shot right on, and a save by Johnson. Desjardins keeping it in. Here's a takeaway by Deneau. Philip Deneau dropped it on the boards. Now Franzen. Leave it to Legwand clearing it out. David Legwand unable to advance it. With a minute and a half remaining in period 2. Veteran Mike Weber clears it into Chicago ice. Molson chopped it to Legwand. He gave it right to Toews.
Awful play there from Legwand. And backhand, hoping to get it through 5 guys there. Now he makes a good play defensively to chip this puck up.
Reinhart just came over the boards, but and Riemsdyk got back with him. And the clearing attempt off the glass out of play.
Well, the Blackhawks are giving you a chance to own an authentic Blackhawks championship ring. Blackhawks Charities has launched an online raffle for a chance to win an authentic Chicago Blackhawks championship ring engraved with the winner's name. Raffle tickets can be purchased for $2 each through Christmas Day. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for more info.
O'Reilly wanted to draw. Georgia shot it, but missed the mark. Ristolainen. And it knocked away, and The Hawks fail to clear. Another long shot blocked by Hjalmarsson to Seabrook. He moved it to Kane. Now Anisimov. Taken away by Georges. Ristolainen. Up the board to Sam Reinhart. He moved it to center. Ryan O'Reilly with a long wrist shot. Blockered aside by Crawford. Well, you mentioned Ryan O'Reilly at the start of our game today, partner, and plays a lot of different roles for Danny Bausma, but there's no forward in the league who plays more regularly than he does. 22 minutes of ice time he averages. That's a pretty big number for a forward on a game-in, game-out basis. He's also got 12 points in the last 12 games for Buffalo coming in here today.
He was averaging just short of 1944 in Colorado with the Avalanche and Patrick Roy.
Second period will come to an end. Hawks should be pretty happy with that because this was not one of their better frames. They get outshot 13-9 in the second period. So it's been 19-15 after 2 periods. That's the tying goal from Franson. 1-1 after 2. And Steve, thanks very much. The Blackhawks and the Sabres tied up, getting ready for the third period. Before that starts, we get to hear from the coach in the interview sponsored by the good people at Wintrust. Find your nearest Wintrust community bank at wintrust.com/find us. Well, Mike Kitchen, I assume the coaches weren't too thrilled about that second period. What did you stress to try to get changed in the third to get a little momentum on your side?
Well, we're looking to play more of a straight-ahead game. We had a lot of delay. We're looking to make plays through that neutral zone, and then by that time, they were getting sticks on the puck and closing us out. And you got to give Buffalo credit. They outworked us that period there. So we got to be a lot better getting pucks in behind. And plus, we're not taking anything to the net. We got to look to walk out. We got to look to stop and jam and make it hard on their goalie there. So get second and third chances.
Hey, Kitch, can you just explain how important it is? I think you touched on it there, but just the importance of the guys without the puck, because everybody seems the guy with the puck is most important. Maybe it's almost the opposite, where those guys got to get inside the dots and give that puck carrier some options.
Well, that's one thing we discuss all the time. You're just not going to be on the boards if you're the winger or even the centerman. You got to find that ice. You can't stay in behind your check. You got to find ice to get yourself available. And sometimes that's just moving 3 to 5 feet. You got that. You find that passing lane. But we got to get going. We're standing still way too much. We've got to skate first, pass second, start to advance that puck moving forward.
All right, Kitch, appreciate a couple minutes here. Good luck in the third.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kitch.
So Jonathan Toews and mates will get ready for period 3 here in Buffalo. Having been outshot 14-9 in the second period, and I think Eddie would agree that the chances in the play were a bigger discrepancy than that would indicate. So yes, Buffalo, I think you could tell just the tone of Mike Kitchen's voice. He wasn't too thrilled about what he had seen in the second. So now underway in the third. If the Hawks should put a little wind in their sails early on here. Reinhart's got the puck. McGinn in deep. Reinhart trying to slip it in front, didn't get there. Crawford's on his backside trying to cover, and the whistle has gone.
Well, Crawford wanted to whistle a little bit quicker there, barking at the official as Reinhart was following up. And look, you're taught to play until you hear a whistle, and the referee's on the near side, the camera side here, so he's not sure if this puck is free. And then look at Reinhart, he's just going right there. Look at Crawford get spun around there, and the official's going to come into the blue paint. Watch him bark at the official.
Well, his hand got whacked. Watch that. Yeah, right there. I mean, he's, with his blocker hand, he's trying to grab the puck, at least cover it, and took a whack. Andrew Desjardins. Oh, that dump and hit the linesman. Greg Dvorsky took that one right up high, but none the worse for wear. He's a tough guy. He didn't even buckle.
And nowhere to hide for our officials. And after Desjardins tried to get that puck in, he took a big hit there from Zach Bogosian. Saw the glass shaken, but no out of bounds for our officials, that's for sure.
Ristolainen ringing it around, and here come the Sabres. Now a long shot by Lindholm, grabbed by Crawford. He will hang on. Well, Corey Crawford, in 9 of the last 10 games he has played, has given up 2 goals or less. And some great numbers there of late, as Dave Ross just showed you. Eichel and Deneau here. Eichel tried to advance the puck. Good job by Deneau to tie him up on the draw. And Philip Deneau bounced it out to center. Now the Sabres, Eichel flips it forward. And Franzen. Pass didn't work out. Van Riemsdyk banked it out of the reach of Desjardins. Now Ryan Garbutt works into the Buffalo zone, dropped into Teravainen with a wrist shot right on, and a save by Johnson, who's able to hang on.
Well, it's the time to see who's going places, brought to you by Toyota. Toyota, let's go places. And we're going to get inside the numbers. How about inside the state of New York? Look at the great Joe Mullen. 1,063 points in 1,062 games. Matthew Schneider just inducted into the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. And we saw Joey's brother Brian as well on there. Brett Conroy, and of course, Buffalo native Patrick Kane well on his way to chasing down Joey Mullen. Not only a great player in his day, but also a great coach as well, working with the Philadelphia Flyers, and was once a member of my staff in Pittsburgh.
A keep by Seabrook, centered, and a quick shot. Good save by Johnson. Rebound hacked wide, Teravainen. Now into the corner. The Sabres able to jam it loose. Reinhart. And his pass stolen by Chalmerson. Seabrook lets the traffic clear. Now Walsh is ahead. Panarin. The second circle allows him to give it ahead to Anisimov, trying to dangle. Didn't work out on Ristolainen. And the Sabres the other way. Larson's feed broken up. Back they come, Gergensen. Lines it around the board. Ryan Gianna fired it well off the mark. Held in by Josh Georges. Now Panarin turned it over on the board. Larson dropped it in front. Gergensen's over to Georges. Here it comes. That hit traffic in front to Patrick Kane. And Scuderi will dump it as the Blackhawks change him up. Gianna now turns it over. Bickle looks to center. That was up off the ice, away from his centerman. Finally picked up by the Sabres. And Laurier cleared it in.
Are we still driving one of those, by the way? Merry Christmas.
No, attaboy. Here's a keep by Rasmussen, looking to center. That went off a skate. And Keith tried a long one that sailed wide. Delorier cleared it ahead. Now a centering attempt didn't quite connect. Delorier threw it in front, kicked away by Crawford. Now Molson dropped it back. A long shot attempt from Franzen never got through. Bickle ahead to Deneau. Cleared it in. A board battle, and Sabres able to get control.
And a lot of one and done since that first period for the Hawks. Not a lot of sustained time or a couple of, back-to-back chances on Chad Johnson.
Now, Evander Kane trying to make something happen. It won't work out. And Desjardins put it the other way. Again, the Hawks change him up. Tyler Ennis trying to pass it to himself off the boards. That's deflected. And now Taves out of the corner. Dropped it. Van Riemsdyk comes this way. Keith a good keep. But his shot was smothered. That's an offside play. Finding Hossa.
Pat, I want to go back to a play by the Buffalo Sabres. Now, the puck is over on this side here from our BMO Harris Bank Telestrator. If you're Larson here, you have to recognize is that Gianta's going to make this pass. And, here's one of those situations where you got to read. Like, instead of standing off to the side, it's like you got to go right to the front of the net. Maybe it goes off you. Maybe you redirect that puck. But, it's one of those situations there where you're playing on the outside, not getting the inside of dots, recognizing what your teammate's going to do. And that's one of those I'm sure you get to the video session at some point and they'll pull Johan Larsson aside, and sometimes you just got to anticipate where that puck is going. And that's an easy save for Corey Crawford off the stick of Ryan Gianta.
Sam Reinhart trying to go rink wide. That pass was blocked. Came back to him. And picked up by Seabrook.
Somebody yelling at the referee back there. What's that, a magnet on his skate?
It's his fault? Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, here comes Seabrook. Dropped it to Kane. The late man is Hjalmarsson with a wrist shot. Tip, good save by Johnson on a redirect. I think Anisimov got a piece of that, and Chad Johnson able to make the stop. Both teams have changed. Bickle got checked. Larson rolled and loose, and here come the Sabres. That attempt by Girgensons was deflected. Now Roosevelt able to find Shaw. Cross for Bickle, whose wrister kicked away Johnson. The Sabres, Larson rolled and loose. Girgensons with a chip and chase, but Crawford out to play it away from him.
Good help there from Crawford. That's a big play. First off, the defenseman's not going to get his face put into the glass. There comes out, helps, makes a direct play. Subtle little play, but very important.
Jack Eichel going wide. Eichel hangs on, goes back to the line. Long shot into the glove of Crawford from Franzen, and he's able to hang on. Well, the Blackhawks offense has been very limited after the first 20 minutes tonight. That redirect from Anisimov, not good enough to beat Johnson.
Hey, partner, I want to give a big shout out to the Hartman family out there in Deer Park, Illinois. Congratulations to Alexis Hartman, who just graduated magna cum laude from University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point, where she played 4 years of volleyball, and she's going to be a teacher. So congratulations to Alexis, and enjoy your graduation day. Big Blackhawk fans, by the way, and a cousin of Blackhawk draft pick Ryan Hartman as well.
Nice. All right, the Sabres from their own end Legwand weaving in, dropped it back. Molson a mishandle. And now it's Van Riemsdyk. Pass was tipped up into the air. He'll try again. Put it on the stick of Keith. Danault had his shot blocked. And O'Reilly did not get away from Keith that time. Now he's able to get into the zone. Reinhart for O'Reilly. That pass just missed. And Taves cleared to center. Seabrook pursued, lost it. The centering pass Reinhart picked off. And cleared to center.
Oh, heck of a reach there from Reinhart on Seabrook.
Marian Hossa, who has one shot today. That's not like it's been going lately, but that gives him 12 shots on goal in the last 3 games. So the previous 2, he's had 6 and 5.
He's been coming around here lately, not just with the big night the other night against the Oilers. Had a really good first period, Pat, and he's been pretty quiet ever since.
Scuderi got help to chip it out of there. Panarin has to put this one to head. Tried to center it. Isamov took a whack, didn't connect. A near steal by Kane. Now he's got it. Patrick Kane. This way for Scuderi, looking for a tip. He wanted the stick of an Isamov, but it missed. And now the Sabres send it back in. Scuderi cleared it to Panarin. And Isamov carries on. But now it's Keith. Halfway through period 3. Buffalo has had 2 shots on goal in the period. The Hawks just 5. Kane looking for more. The pass jammed back the other way. Now it's Shaw, who was leveled by Franzen, who cut across with a good shoulder. Georges going to go rink wide. Picked up by Hjalmarsson.
I was going to say that wasn't a very curious play by Georges there, but just came in. Sorry, Bart. It's just too quiet in here. I'm starting to think there's smoke coming out of my ears right now.
It feels like the Buffalo Library in here. At least that's what it sounds like. Somebody, anybody, say something. Back to the action. Here is whatever action there is. Here are the Sabres trying to move in. Delorier with a backhand shot, sticked away easily by Crawford. Now it's Desjardins. His pass missed Garbett, going all the way down to Johnson, who will cover it up. 8.5 to go in the third period.
Well, Hawk fans, check out the 2016 Chevy Trax, a City Smart SUV and 34 MPG on the highway. It's all about drive. Your local your local Chevy dealer. Go to ChevyDriveChicago.com for a dealer near you. It's a real game changer. How about this, partner? Tyler Ennis loses his stick. Nicholas Hjalmarsson loses his stick, and Hjalmarsson decides to grab Ennis' stick. So, hey. Whatever twig is there, just grab it.
Is that the Olchek household on Christmas morning? Mine.
That's right. 10 for me, 1 for you. Just like we got Taves and McGinn going at it a little bit in front of the Buffalo Sabres bench. Pat, it's been interesting. You mentioned Roosevelt and Scuderi. I mean, obviously the third pair for Joe Quenneville and the Blackhawks, and been a lot of confidence in the coaching staff to play those guys. I mean, they're And they're playing a regular shift and, you know, a 1-1 hockey game in the last half. So certainly the confidence level with that third pair, getting a veteran guy like Rob Scuderi, Joe Quenneville not afraid to play those guys late in games and give them some responsibility.
Play was offside. As McGinn had gone down on the boards, was in the zone before Reinhart brought the puck there. So there went that bid.
And obviously a different look for the Hawks, partner, with Trevor Daley going out and bringing in a different type of player in Rob Scuderi. Be interesting to see moving forward that how much Scuderi gets an opportunity to learn the Blackhawk system while shorthanded and, you know, become one of the penalty killers on this team.
The other night he had about 16 minutes. Still trying to familiarize himself with everything the Hawks are trying to do.
Played a regular shift here this afternoon, so that third pairing is so important. It helps kill some minutes for the big guys who are going to play and play a lot. And there's a comfort level there, and the coach is trusting that pair to go out there and kill some minutes. And seen them out there a lot with the Anisimov line here tonight, or this afternoon, excuse me.
Patrick Kane stripped at center by Gianna. Evander Kane gets in, but Keith is right in his kitchen. We played 13 minutes of hockey here in the third period. There have been a total of 8 shots on goal, 5 by the Hawks. Now Keith. It's dumped into Buffalo territory. And dumped out of Buffalo territory. Icing. Sabres. Well, Chad Johnson has been red hot. I mean, he's been as hot as Corey Crawford has been for the Hawks, not for as long a stretch, but in the last 7 games he's played, he's gone 5-2 with just 13 goals against in that stretch, and he's won his last 3 home games, only allowing 2 goals in those 3 total. That was an easy one that was going to go wide anyway, but Chad Johnson has never played against the Blackhawks before. I wonder if he'll know he played him when this is over.
Well, they made an off-season trade with the Ottawa Senators, brought in Robert Leonard, the goaltender from the Ottawa Senators, and he played like 40 minutes of one game and has been out for a long period of time, got really close, and then had a setback. So I think that they've solved their goaltending problems. I'm not so sure about Leonard, but Johnson's taken advantage of the opportunity that he's gotten, and that's all you can do.
Sabres got a rebound. Oh, and the backhand shot went up high from the McCabe, who was way down low on the rush. Now back come the Hawks. Here's Seabrook, round and check right in. Good save by Johnson. And the rebound back to the Sabres. Here's O'Reilly gaining the line. O'Reilly dropped it back. Ristolainen taken away by Scuderi. On the ice for just over 13 minutes today. Here's Danault chipping it ahead. He got there, he shot it, and a save by Johnson. Able to hang on. 5.5 remains in regulation time in a 1-1 game.
Well, the last 5 minutes and 25 seconds of this afternoon's game, where all the action is all business, is brought to you by MB Financial Bank. MB means business.
Well, Philip Danault's line that was on the ice before the TV timeout, still out there after the TV timeout. Matched up here against David Legwand's group.
try. 3 for $1 here. Somebody's got a flight to catch. Let's go. This is where one of those where you say, Mr. Linesman, I'm not here to watch you drop the puck. And then you get booted out of the face.
Next. Sabres get out of their own end. A bouncing puck handled by Crawford. He wants to play it. Boy, Corey Crawford a couple of times.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's frustrated by the lack of offense, but I mean, he's tried to generate a couple of things. Legwand could not hang on to that feed. This one cleared. Did it hit the glass first? It did, so no penalty.
Oh, it's really amazing, Pat. I mean, we touched on it right at the start of the second period, right? We kind of thought with the long change, the game might open up a little bit. You know, your defensive zone's the farthest away from your bench, and that's exactly what happened with the. We have 22, 23 shots between the two teams in that second period. So, you know, to me, that's one suggestion that I made a while ago. Just I wonder, I guess, before you start making the nets bigger and everything else, is you know what? Maybe you go from the. You know, maybe the first and third period are the longest changes, and the second is the normal. You know, maybe you get more opportunities because it's pretty obvious the game becomes a little bit more wide open and there are more chances when you have the long change in that second period. Doesn't mean there's going to be more goals, but the chances are better that you'll have more opportunities. I'm all for that instead of making the nets, you know, 2-3 inches bigger.
No, never mind. Leave the nets alone. Make that goalie smaller.
Exactly.
Here's Kane. Got surrounded as he got to the line. And the Sabres, Jurgensen's with a long shot. Good save by Crawford, fully outstretched for the left pad. Corey Crawford, a good-looking stop there.
Jurgensen's with a real quick release. As soon as he got over to the blue line, wasn't a big slapper at all. Little half snapper and left pad save and a real good one.
Here's a Hossa strip at center. He's on the counterattack. Hossa waiting, trying to center it rather than shooting it, and now he gets it back to Taves for Hossa down low. Hossa rolled it back. Hjalmarsson, his long blast off the mark. Rebound off the end boards. A good stop by Johnson on a Taves stuff attempt. Now here's a long feed ahead. O'Reilly was lurking, but the pass escaped him. Now he gets there. O'Reilly down low. Reinhart. Back to O'Reilly. The shot. He scored. What a play by Sam Reinhart. A spectacular pass. Setting up Ryan O'Reilly. And the Sabres take the lead late.
Well, after a couple of real good opportunities for the Hawks at one end, Ryan O'Reilly gets to this loose puck. Sam Reinhart throws this puck back to where he came from. Crawford had no idea where the puck was. And O'Reilly scores from a nasty angle. There's the opportunity off of Jonathan Taves from the shot from Nicholas Hjalmarsson. So now expect the Blackhawks defensemen to get involved, take some chances, and got to be on their toes now.
Down low, Rasmussen tried to stuff it home. That was denied. The puck came loose, but the whistle had gone. And little scrum after the fact. With Rasmussen, Shaw, Bickle trying to get into the blue paint, or at least near it.
Simple play. Get the puck down below the goal line and take it to the front of the net. And Andrew Shaw's going to come into the picture right there. And again, I mean, that puck is loose. And I mean, Bickle had the chance, and Johnson even makes this save after the whistle had gone. Watch the puck, right part of your screen right there. Bickle goes for it, and Johnson has no idea, and he still is able to make that save after the whistle. But simple, hard-working play there. Bickle got in on a forecheck. Rasmussen got it to the front of the net, and Shaw just hacking and whacking until the whistle went.
Good draw to the Sabres. Weber.
Pretty interesting partner. You mentioned it coming out of that TV timeout. Joe Quenneville starting the Desjardins line, and then now he gets an offensive zone faceoff down in the game, and he comes back and he keeps the Rasmussen line out there.
Bicknell shot it, and a save by Johnson.
So obviously a little bit of a message there being sent by Joel Quenneville. Now he's going to change it up, and Anisimov, his line, is going to come onto the ice, but you know, when Coach Q not afraid to go with the guys that got a little bit of jump, guys that are getting the puck to the net. We'll see how aggressive Coach Q gets here, being down by 1, 2:47 left to go when you get Corey Crawford to the bench for the extra attacker.
Now a board battle. Kane came up with it. Oh, and a penalty. Patrick Kane's going to draw a whistle. I was just thinking to myself, the Hawks have yet to have a power play today.
Pat, there might be 2 penalties here. There might be 2 penalties. Georges had the trip, and then there was a stick as Panarin came up. The trailing official made another call. This is going to, I believe this is going to be a 5-on-3. So there's the trip. Now let it roll. Now watch the trailing referee. Keep coming. Look at the referee. Now he puts his arm up. There's 2 different penalties here.
You got it. You got it, partner. Way to go. Good call. Ristolainen's going off along with Georges. So this is a 5-on-3 for a team that has not been shorthanded 57 minutes in. And we mentioned this earlier, but there are only 2 teams in the league that have been shorthanded less than the Sabres have so far this year. But this is a huge scenario where the Blackhawks man advantage down a goal late in the third. The Blackhawks power plays are sponsored by the great people at Wintrust. Find your nearest Wintrust community bank at wintrust.com/find us.
Big face off here.
All right, Hawks get it. Seabrook to Keith. Taves, front of the net. Down low, Kane trying to go backdoor. The pass jammed free by Weber. And the puck cleared out of there. O'Reilly, leg one. Weber, the 3 out for Buffalo. Now Panarin to Keith. To Seabrook, to Kane on the perimeter. Kane holds it. Taves for Kane, a quick shot. Oh, and he had it deflect wide.
See how aggressive Joel gets with Crawford here.
And he's coming out of the net a little bit. Meanwhile, Panarin waiting, hanging on. He wants Kane. There's the pass. There's the shot. Johnson got across nicely in plenty of time. It's taken by Keith to Kane. There goes Crawford to the bench. 6 attackers on for Chicago against 3 for Buffalo. Panarin waiting. Now hangs on, put it to Kane, then Seabrook a blast. Johnson never saw it. It went wide. 40 for the power play. Now a centering attempt deflected to the Sabres. They shit it to the open net, and it went just wide. So the Hawks still alive with a minute remaining. And half a minute for the power play. It's a 6-on-3 skater advantage. Keith to Panarin to Taves. Tried to slip it in front, didn't get through. Taken by Keith. Hangs on. He left it for Seabrook to Keith for the long shot. That is blocked out in front. Keith for Panarin. He waits. Set it and opened it. They score. What a pass. Patrick Kane set up by Artemi Panarin. And the Blackhawks have tied the game. And there's another penalty coming. So the Sabres are still going to be, well, there's only 1 second left on the other penalty. But the Hawks are going to continue on the power play.
Well, our Honda goal replay. 6-on-3. Duncan Keith keeps his play alive. What a pass from Artemi Panarin to Patrick Kane. But how about the play by Duncan Keith to get that puck to Panarin? David Legwand with 2 hands on his stick, not able to deny that pass over to Marian Hossa. And the Hawks somehow, some way, and the reaction from the Buffalo native, who has had a very, very quiet afternoon until tying the game up.
So Cody Franzen has been sent to the box. The Hawks are going to remain on the power play for a cross-checking call on Franzen. And this is not a coach's challenge. The video room in Toronto is just taking a look here.
Well, it only could be 2 things if this is a challenge, partner, right? It's the interference on the goaltender or an offside play.
The announcement was not coach's challenge. It was video review by Toronto. So I didn't get the sense that, oh no, the officials are looking at it. So maybe it's a goalie interference coach's challenge.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Toews got cross-checked from behind into Chad Johnson.
Here's the announcement from Jean Hebert.
After review, the call on the ice stand, it's a good goal. Buffalo, number 46, 2-minute minor cross-checking.
So as you picked up, partner, there's going to be the penalty right there on Jonathan Toews. And Patrick Kane ties it up.
So what a turn of events. The Sabres taking 2 penalties at the same time for different violations. Wind up 2 men short on the ice. Then, with the Hawks not scoring on the first. And look at Dan Bowser. He did not call for a coach's challenge here. He's upset about him losing his timeout. I don't know why he would care about that, but he said, I didn't call for a coach's challenge. That's why I was wondering why the referees were looking at the monitor.
Exactly.
We were told that Toronto was looking at the play. But Bylsma, just trying to do some lip reading, said, I didn't call for a coach's challenge. But regardless of any of that stuff, it's a 2-2 game. Yeah. It was starting to say the 2-man advantage turned into a 3-man advantage because after the first minute went by, or close to that, on the power play, Quenneville pulled his goalie, and it was a 6-on-3 skating advantage in the offensive zone. So now the Hawks will continue on the power play with half a minute left in regulation.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 5-on-3 for 1 second.
Drop the puck,
yeah, right. 1 second, and then it becomes a 5-on-4. And then once you get, if it gets to overtime, it becomes a 4-on-3.
All right, now ready. The draw taken by O'Reilly.
Think about O'Reilly missing that empty net too, right before that.
By less than a foot, it looked like.
Easy.
Here's Patrick Kane for Panarin. Puck was bouncing on him. Ristolainen checked in the corner. Georges brings it around. Oh, Seabrook was there, but it jumped away, and that's going to take this game to extra time. So stay with us. The Blackhawks, having fallen behind with less than 3 minutes to go, tie it with a 2-man advantage, and will continue on the power play when we come back in OT.
Welcome back to Buffalo. Let's take a look at the 4 goals in this game. Dennis Rasmussen, great power move to give the Hawks a 1-0 lead. His 3rd of the year in only 7 games. Second period. Evander Kane moves his puck up. Jack Eichel shoots his puck around and goes over to stick to Corey Crawford, and Cody Franzen beats him to make it 1-1. And the Sabres took the lead. Beautiful pass here from Sam Reinhart to Ryan O'Reilly, who's had another outstanding game for the Buffalo Sabres. It's a 2-1 game, and then the Sabres take 2 penalties on the same play. Joe Quenneville pulls the goalie for the extra attacker, 6-on-3, and 88 ties the game up at 2, and the Hawks will have a power play to start overtime. And our game stats through 60 minutes of play. Boy, what an end. What a last couple of minutes to this game.
So a 4-on-3 man advantage here for Chicago to open up OT. They got the man advantage for a minute and a half, with a chance to get the W. Kane, who just scored his 20th of the season, steps in. Seabrook to Taves. Now Kane's got Panarin backdoor. No lane there. Taves going to go to the front of the net. Seabrook brings it. Shot it wide. Rebound is loose. Taken by Panarin. Now Panarin will go back to Seabrook. He'll come this way to Kane. Taves battling in the front of the net. Kane walks in with a shot. That's blocked by Georges. Picked up by Panarin. Seabrook able to keep it in. Panarin had a shot blocked right to Kane. He tried to touch it over to Taves, but it hit a leg instead.
The right idea from Kane, looking for Taves on that weak side. Tried to work it on the near side, then they moved it finally to the far side and just missed.
Kane again gains the line. Panarin back to Keith.
Somebody's got to get to the front of the net here.
Then Seabrook. Well, Taves was replaced by Keith here, so it's Kane taking over, waiting, put it to Keith. It's a 4-on-4 now. Here's a long shot. Seabrook broke his stick, and the Sabres able to get it back. Van Riemsdyk got out there to replace Seabrook, so now it's Keith to TBR.
So it'll be 4-on-4 until there's a stoppage and go to 3-on-3.
A pass deflecting. Held in by the Sabres. Eichel, he walks in, trying to drag it through his legs. That didn't work. And back comes Teravainen.
Tried to move a couple of times here this afternoon, and the youngster played his college hockey at Boston University. Probably put that one in his back pocket for a while. Has not worked this afternoon.
And Riemsdyk pushed it ahead, missing Hossa. Jake McCabe put it on to Ristolainen's stick. Now it's O'Reilly. He gets in. Dropped it back. Ristolainen moves around a check, cuts to the middle. Stripped before he could shoot it. Good work. Now a penalty coming up against Chicago. So the Sabres, having yielded the tying goal while shorthanded, now we're going to get a power play as Shaw barks on his way to the box.
Well, just got word from the National Hockey League partner as they said that the Buffalo Sabres did challenge that. Now, I mean, as you were saying, that Dan Biles was barking at the official that they never asked for one, but so they were without a timeout, according to the National Hockey League, and so that play was challenged, and they were looking at it, regardless of what the time coordinator in the penalty box was saying. An opportunity here, 4-on-3 for the Sabres.
Ristolainen now dropped it to Eichel. The rookie cuts in with a shot and a save. Crawford. Rebound taken by Taves, getting it out. back come the Sabres. Eichel had the puck jumping every which way on him. O'Reilly has a problem. It's taken away. Niesmith to the goal, short-handed. And a save by Johnson. Big play by Chad Johnson to keep his team alive. Ristolainen to Evander Kane going the other way. Eichel now taking a look. Kane to Ristolainen. He looks to Eichel. Waiting. Eichel looking for somewhere to go. Centered it. Good stick. Keith chipped it to Anisimov with the clear. Hawks able to change. Final minute now of OT.
Looks like the Sabres had no idea what they were trying to do on that 4-on-3. Nobody standing in front of the net trying to make hope plays through a bunch of sticks in the middle.
Now Eichel's taken down on the boards. Seabrook poked it loose. A diving. Van Riemsdyk got it out. Eichel back in there. Seabrook got to him on the boards. Now it's a steal by Taves. Taves has Van Riemsdyk breaking the pass. Just barely failed to connect with 20 left. And the Sabres able to win the puck back, and they're going to get it into the zone. Ristolainen dropped it. O'Reilly around a check now. Could not get rid of it in the final couple of seconds. So this game will go to a shootout. Well, maybe as good a chance as any was when the Sabres had the power play was when Artem Anisimov had a short-handed bid.
Yeah, a bouncing puck. Ryan O'Reilly not sure where that puck was, and he finally finds it and tries to move the puck one side of the ice to the other, and Anisimov didn't have many options there. Keeps the puck on his backhand, and see him stick his left leg out there, Pat, to protect the stick. Let's take another look at that same replay if we can, and watch Anisimov stick his left knee out. I mean, Anisimov knows exactly where the pressure is coming from. Anisimov knows that he can't bring this puck over, and I'll stop it right here. I mean, look at the knee here. That protects the stick from coming over onto the puck there, and Anisimov does a really good job of moving that knee over, protecting the puck, so O'Reilly cannot knock it off the stick, and a good save there from Chad Johnson. But a missed opportunity there for the Buffalo Sabres, who really talking about looking discombobulated there. I mean, Eichel spent he was out there the entire, he couldn't move at the last 35 seconds of that 4-on-3, and they really didn't have much going on, and the Blackhawks did a good job of keeping them to the outside. But what a crazy last couple of minutes, and then in overtime here in Buffalo this afternoon.
Well, the Hawks had power play time in overtime. The Sabres had power play time in overtime, and there were only a total of 3 shots on goal. Hawks had 2, Sabres had 1. And Eddie, this is an interesting, we showed you that this is the first shootout of the year for the Blackhawks. And you wonder what is going through Corey Crawford's mind. I mean, these are a bunch of guys he never sees. Yeah. So, normally players will have scouting reports on goalies, and goalies will have a pretty good idea what other certainly guys in their conference are going to do. But now he'll look at Ryan O'Reilly, who he's certainly seen plenty of times in Colorado. O'Reilly, the leadoff man for the Sabres. A weaving approach to the backhand, missed the net.
Well, Crawford very deep in his net on that one there. Comes in off the angle. Down. O'Reilly had him, but just airmails it up and over.
As usual, Taves first up for Quenneville. Johnson out to meet him. Taves, the shot is stopped.
Like Taves trying to go 5-hole on Chad Johnson. There's some room there, but just a little bit too much to the goaltender's left. Taves is right.
Tyler Ennis has missed the last 12 due to injury. Now in. Crawford stopped him.
Great patience.
Listen to the reaction as the Buffalo native steps over the boards. He got the tying goal late in the third period. Patrick Kane here for the shootout. Stopping. He scores! Patrick Kane got Johnson to back up with a stop move and lifted a backhander under the bar.
A little bit of speed put on the brakes. Johnson goes for the poke check, and Patrick Kane gets that puck off to his right and gets that backhand up and over a prone goaltender.
Zemgus Girgensons must score to keep the Sabres alive. Crawford, and the Hawks win. Corey Crawford goes 3 for 3 in the shootout. And it's a 2-point day for the visitors. So the Hawks win for the 19th time this year. That's the 17th win for Corey Crawford. And a big win today in Buffalo. The Hawks' only visit to this frosty town.